Hao. Hi everyone, my name is Miss Shu Mai. I am an LA-based drag performer and I'm here with Bold Flavours to do a cooking video with you, and it's my first time making Shu Mai. I chose the name Miss Shu Mai when I first started drag because I wanted something that was like both representative of my heritage yet a little bit funny and campy and also like food related too. I want to be like Kimchi from Drag Race, and I was like I should be Miss Shu Mai, and I was like wait, okay, that's it. It's stuck since then. And I've never actually ever made Shu Mai before, so this is actually my first time and we're all making it together. So fingers crossed, shots and prayers. Let's get started! The first step I'm gonna do is take some carrots, make some coins. That way we can put our dumplings to steam on them. Next we're gonna be taking some shiitake mushrooms. These were dried and I rehydrated them. This step's also optional. Some people don't like mushrooms, some people are allergic to mushrooms, but the mushrooms do add a little bit of a little umami package, you know? Our mushrooms all chopped, carrots diced. We're gonna move on to chopping up all of our proteins, which means it's our pork and our shrimp. So I'm gonna be using some pork belly. You can use ground pork and then add some pork fat to it if you want to. I've seen a lot of recipes do that. Pork belly has a combination of a good amount of fat and a good amount of the protein as well. This took a long time. I've chopped up the pork belly into nice fine little chunkerinos. I put some baking soda in here to let it marinate a bit. This will help tenderize it. Next up, we're going to work with our shrimp. We have these shrimp in a nice rough chop. Add them to our pork. All right, here's our pork and shrimp all together. To our mixture, add back in those mushrooms, white pepper powder, and 2 tablespoons of sugar. That was a lot of sugar. Oh well. So about 2 tablespoons of Shaoxing wine, oyster sauce, about 2 tablespoons of that, a little bit of soy sauce, sesame oil, and then we're gonna add some cornstarch to act as a binding agent to hold it all together. We're just gonna go ahead and start mixing. And I have my nails done and my nails are kind of long, and so I don't want like meat and gunk from all this to get under them. So we're gonna glove up. This might take a little bit because with mixing, it's actually gonna help develop the proteins in this and help it have that juicy texture that we're looking for. God, I hope this works. It smells good though. How's it feel to be a performer? It's a very broad question. I've been a performer for a large chunk of my life. I'm actually a dancer and choreographer. I was doing that before I started doing drag too. It's something I bring to my drag as well. Finding me and celebrating me has always been on stage. Using drag as a different art form and a different canvas to do so. Drag has allowed me to combine my dance experience, combine my passion for using dance as a way of storytelling, using performances as a way of storytelling, and it's allowed me to combine all that with fashion, with makeup, with costuming, with spoken word, with comedy, to be able to actually tell my story and express my experiences in ways that are healing for me, and also potentially really funny, stupid, or fierce as shit. I think for a lot of people, drag is a way for people to explore gender and explore different expressions of gender. Obviously, drag isn't tied to any specific gender. Drag is for every single type of person, whether you're cis, whether you're trans. A lot of people tend to think drag is a dude putting on girls' clothes kind of a thing. And while that is valid drag as well, it's an art form that's open to all sorts of gender expression. And a lot of people who are not entirely cis, who are of non-binary experience, use drag as a way to explore their gender. Allowed me to confront ways in which toxic masculinity affects me, confront ways in which I've downplayed my femininity, and really allowed me to step into owning unapologetically what femininity looks like as it intersects with my Asian American identity as well. So we have our mixture all mixed. It's falling apart, just like many aspects of my life. Some ground pork might have worked better, so if you're making this at home, maybe try using ground pork and then adding some pork fat as well. But this is gonna turn out exactly how it's going to turn out. Our mixture already right here. We have some round wrappers. There are some wrappers that are specifically called Shu Mai wrappers. These are actually just like pot stick wrappers that are round. You can also use wonton wrappers and then just kind of like cut a circle out using like a cup or something like that. We're gonna start wrapping our dumplings now. Camera's rolling. I'll just keep wrapping these. Yeah. Woo! I'm gonna take our wrapper, spread that in. I'm gonna cup it in and start making the folds on the side. Seal the sides by pinching those folds in so that way the dumpling doesn't fall apart, hopefully. Let's try again. We're taking our mixture, spreading it. Okay, that looks a little bit more correct. We're gonna go ahead and make the rest and we'll put them in the steamer. Finish wrapping. This was my first one. It looks like about as busted and crusted as when my first time in drag was. But you know what? It's valid too. And look where we came. It's so cute. Now we're gonna go ahead and take these, put them on top of some carrots. I'm sure you can use like parchment paper or cabbage, but I'm gonna put them on pieces of carrots. And I'm gonna garnish them all with a little bit of grated carrots. All right, they're all garnished. There's about 12 shumais in here. That's all I could fit. If you don't have a bamboo steamer, you can use any type of steamer. I've also seen some folks do this by putting them in a microwave with some water too, and you could allegedly do that. They're all ready to steam. I got some water going in a pot, and I'm gonna put this steamer over the pot and let it cover and steam for about 10 minutes. All right, babies. See you in a little bit. Plated our completed shumai. They turned out not bad. I'm actually pretty surprised, but we got to do a taste test first. So let's see how I did at making myself. Oh, fingers crossed. I'm a little nervous. Well, at least it tasted cooked. I'm just kidding. It was actually not bad. Definitely didn't taste as flavorful as the restaurants. I think I could have added a little bit more seasoning. So I would definitely add a little bit either more oyster sauce, maybe some salt, or some more soy sauce. But yeah, otherwise I think it turned out pretty good. Thank you all so much for tuning into this episode of Bold Flavors. I hope you had fun learning how to make shumai for me for the first time. It was a journey for me, let me tell you. Happy Pride Month, and especially with everything going on with the Black Lives Matter movement and the fight against systemic racism, it's important that we not only support at the government level of the fight that the Black Lives Matter movement is advocating for defunding and defunding the police, for creating a better system of justice and safety that works for and actually serves all of our community members and not just some. And also, because it is Pride Month, we want to make sure that we're all and continuing supporting Black and trans lives. It's been a really rough few weeks as so many trans women have been murdered just in these past 2 weeks alone. The rates for trans women, especially for Black trans women, of homicide are extremely high compared to any other population in America. So support Black trans lives, support Black trans organizations, donate to them, such as the Ochre Project for the Girls, the Black Trans Emergency Protester Fund. There are plenty of organizations that you can donate. Keep doing the work. It's important to rest as we are being advocates for justice, and it's also important to rest is a necessary ingredient for evolution. That was a mouthful! As much as these dumplings were, thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to keep up with me and the work that I'm doing, make sure to follow me at Miss Shu Mai on all platforms. And make sure you like and subscribe this video and subscribe to Bold Flavors. Thank you so much for watching. Bye! I'm not used to touching it, and now I'm like just petting it.